I hope you like, and I hope you notice that it's pretty ridiculously hot.
Absolutely. Sorry for that.
That's always the exciting one.
Sorry for that small downtime there, a little bit of a stream glitch. But without further ado, we'll be getting into the first map of the
And apparently I
showcase.
just crashed the stream by saying goodbye. Well, I mean,
no,
my power is that strong.
Well, I sure hope this stream will go well. Whoops.
Alright, that's it for me, guys. Have fun and take care.
See ya.
Yeah, see you later, Juan.
First match of the day. Home Archer, Rings of Rainbow, mod by Cottager, and then some guy said the name. This is like the third time in a row Cottager has had the density. And, I mean, I can see why. This map is 215 BPM, that's quite fast for Quartz streams. But at least it's short, only 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be that sort of like speed density pick similar to AO Infinity. And actually, so is it, are we like, given there's what, 5 stages this tournament, like group stage, round of 16, quarterfinals, semis, finals, we're like 4 for 5 on Bangstock charts as the speed like density.
Yeah, I guess,
anyway.
When you're making a map pool, if one person is willing to put out so many of one type of map, then we're willing to play them.
I mean, the thing is, like, this isn't even made for like a tournament setting. It's just that the person who charted this puts out so many of these kinds of charts that there's just so much to select from. And I think in terms of consistency, it's good because, you know, the patterning stays pretty similar. So I think you can sort of understand, like, oh, certain teams are good at this mapper's patterning, and they can kind of adjust that way.
Well, we've been talking that we've been seeing the map coming out with its lightning fast Quartz stream. There's some lighter parts, but there have been as well sort of density bursts, like the one we just saw there. That was extremely dense, and it was at 215 BPM. So that's what we're getting into this year. That's what we'll be getting into.
I do want to point out that this is 7.6 stars, and Chiwi, who's doing the replay for this, has got like, what, 4 200s on it? There's something insane.
That is insane. Honestly, our top 6 are lucky that Malaysia couldn't make it this year, or they would have had their work cut out for them.
Yeah, actually, I can't even imagine what a Malaysian team would look like this year if they had their most optimal players, but I guess, I don't know, there's some sign-up issues along the way. And, okay, 7,200's not 4. But anyways, moving into our next pick, this is the LN density pick of the pool. We have TFC from Kim God C. This is coming in at 8.31 stars, OD 7.5. And I've actually played this quite extensively before this pool, so it's really exciting to see this being played, or at least being picked for the map pool. Mostly it's just LN streams with it really peaking in density towards the end. And I really should like forewarn anybody who's watching, you know, the stream right now. This chart gets very, very difficult. And I really can imagine that we might see some teams, you know, some players maybe struggling to even S. I could imagine, I don't know, I don't want to point fingers, but maybe like 1 or 2 players on Brazil, I'd imagine. And I know even on our team we might have issues with this. So really, really important to just look out for those kind of scores. I feel like this would be picked a lot for sure. Also, shoutouts to I Love Happy Sick for sending this replay.
Oh yes, thank you very much. Stupid man, correct me if I'm wrong, but this, am I reading this correct? This map is 5 minutes and 48 seconds long?
Oh yeah, it is very, very, very long.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's really it goes through the whole 9 yards. It's just all kinds of density, and it's just straight streams the whole way through.
It's not even a stamina map. We have a different stamina map in the pool that's not this one.
Yeah, and this is just it's intensive in the sense that the reading is difficult. I wonder if there's like a reading stamina. Maybe this would fall.
Maybe, yeah. There's definitely kind of like some brain activity that you have to keep going for a long.
Actually, so this year for the US team, we had like a mini tryout, and this was one of the charts that I selected for it. So if anything, we have a little bit of experience with it already.
Oh, well, how fortunate. Guess you're kind of like on the same brain length as our map pool select.
Yeah, we might actually have like a chance against Brazil on this now. I'm not kidding when I say their LN plays are pretty scary, so this would be something that would definitely benefit.
We just watched it. It was crazy.
But yeah, man, this just gets really dense, and with a lot of the LN patterning, it kind of varies in terms of like what keys you're kind of hitting. Like the progression might be like 1, 3, 5 instead of like a normal stair that you might see in other pick, and it just kind of like switches between the two a lot, between like stairs and I guess just more, I guess like a variety of patterning, if that's the right way to put it. But actually here, if we notice like there's a lot more LN usage like on I guess hands that aren't just like anchoring down LNs compared to like the beginning of the chart where it's mostly just red. So slowly as this chart goes on, it tends to like progressively get more dense.
Yeah, definitely. It almost looks like a mixed map in the first parts of it, but I'm guessing the difficulty of it comes from the long notes. Because this core stream is pretty tame compared to what we just saw.
It's actually kind of ironic that the person sending this replay is messing up in the right section.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't that tame. There was a lot of brackets in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think bracketing in general is just one of the hardest rice patterns to really get down perfectly, so totally understandable why they'd be missing. But when it gets really bad is like towards the end when the bracketing comes back, except it's like LN brackets at times, and it's not like the average LN brackets you might see in the rank section or anything. Like it's really, really dense, and there's a lot of unintuitive like reading that you have to really accomplish there to get it down.
Ouch. This melody sounds familiar.
Probably V by DJ Taka.
Oh, it is. Totally.
Yeah.
It's cool little reference.
Yeah, I mean DJ Taka made this song too, so it adds up.
Is this a remix of Vivaldi? Well, not exactly.
I mean, technically V is. So
yeah, so it's like 2 layers, I think.
2 layers of irony. Anyways, I should add, we are not at the dense section yet. Nothing until now has been this hard. Except, well, I guess that one miss there is interesting. But anyways, coming up here is really where the chart just starts to go completely ham on you.
Is why it's on finals and not in semifinals.
Gonna take a gander and say maybe about 0.5% or 1% will be lost here. Or they can just completely shred it, that'll work too.
Take a look at that. It's almost full inverse, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like full inverse, but messier. It doesn't even give you the luxury of reading the empty parts.
Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say like someone like Chiwu was the one who said this. Okay, there's the.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's the inverse. So here's the thing: with some players that might not, be comfortable with that kind of inverse, and I guess hey, I was right. He literally dropped the percent there. It's just that they could fail out there, and it's possible that if they're not comfortable enough with LNs, they don't recover by the end of it, and that would be really rough for a team.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I didn't realize the inverse was going to be that hard, but looking at the huge miss streak this player had, wouldn't be surprised if it happened in a match. Well, there you go. There's our 6-minute LN density pick, and moving right on to Akolex Wanderflux, mapped by Gekido. The difficulty specifies that this is the 240 BPM version, and it does in fact feature a lot of 240 BPM streams, as well as long notes because it's the mixed pick, or at least one of the mixed picks.
I'm surprised Chewy got 18,200 on this. That's actually an insane score. I actually playtested this a little bit when Gekido was charting it for the first time. We had absolutely no idea this would even be considered for this tournament, but anyways, it's very fast. Is this the full BPM version? I think it is.
No, it does say 240 BPM version.
240. I think there's the original song's 260. I'm gonna double.
Oh my gosh, it's faster than this.
Actually, yeah, it does sound slightly slower. Okay, I can understand the 18200s now. I was gonna say the original 260 some BPM is so crazy. It's pretty hard for this tournament. So understandable why they use a 240 BPM version, and I think it's a pretty decent pick. There's a lot of I don't know how to describe it. Just it's mostly speed oriented. I would just argue that.
Yeah,
Like,
most of the map
the
we've
next-
seen so far is the 240 BPM streams mixed along with a little bit of long notes, so it's going to favor speed pick. But it's also pretty technical because there's a lot of twirls and weird stuff that comes in with the glitch noises. Not to mention, I'm not sure if you missed this. I'm sure you know it because you've played this map before, but the full inverse in the break section, that could definitely trip up players as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This covers like all grounds in terms of skill sets, whether it's inverse or speed or chord stream or even just playing regular like LN single streams. It's really just got all of that, and of course all of that topped off with just the pure density and speed of the chart. And I mean, looking even here, it's just these fat like 3-note, 4-note, 5-note chords just layered on top of each. It's really going to take a lot of stamina and understanding of patterns in this game to really get that down.
That part you just pointed out was probably the hardest part of the map, honestly. With the huge chords. I guess you would call those anchors?
I suppose, yeah. Also, the original song is 255 BPM, so this is
Okay. The
some
classic tempo.
Yeah.
Definitely a monstrous tune and a monstrous map. There's some more inverse, just to keep it interesting. This map is like a big salad of every type of pattern all mixed together. With 240 BPM dressing.
Very exciting pick all around, though. I can actually see this being played a lot.
Sure hope so.
But that'll do it for our third pick, being Wanderflux. Our fourth pick is something I've never even heard of or seen before or even known about the map before in my life. So this is going to be interesting to see. This is OD5 HP7. This is Terpsichore, I think, by Jun Kuroda. And this will be coming in at 8.1 stars. So very, very interesting star rating. But the fact that this is LN releases and it's coming in at OD5 is pretty interesting. Normally, like LN release charts, we'd see maybe at OD7, maybe even OD8 if they're really trying to push a difficulty on those releases. But I think here it's mostly releases in the sense that it should be pretty intuitive to stream, although I could be completely wrong on that. Okay, that's a lot of like near inverse there, but just not exactly.
Yeah, when it says long note releases, it's not kidding. It took a minute to get into the hard part of the map, but I don't think it's going to be quite as intuitive as you might think at first. Plus some inverse sections just to keep it spicy.
I'd have to say the releases are very similar to something we saw in like the Apocalypse and Semifinals, where it's mostly like these stare-oriented releases. I know, looking at like replays from other matches when we were trying to figure out like what to pick against other teams, when we saw like Philippines, I think like one of their players, it might have been Entos, that had like specific maybe like issues or release issues on these stair releases. So I can imagine like a lot of other players might have issues with those stair releases, and I think this being on OD5 definitely will help.
Oh yeah. It kind of does remind me of the hard part of the Apocalypse, but like over and over.
Just even denser, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to add, this background is exactly the same as Cup's New World, which is like 9 stars and is like level 90 something in O2 Jam. And I would, Lothus just said like he had a heart attack when he saw that background because he thought it.
We're not going quite that hard. Not yet. We haven't seen the tiebreaker yet.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a grand finals pool, which I don't think there will be, but if there was, you know, that might be in contention for it. Maybe it'd be even too hard for that.
I mean, we gotta pick something really hard in order to make Korea, China, Philippines actually stumble a little bit.
I mean, we might see that with this pick. You never know.
Who knows? That's the first map in the pool, the long note release pick. Coming up next is Bill X LAMD, mapped by Wilbin Chan. And the difficulty title is LA! Or is it Law? I don't know.
Nicely said. I have no idea.
This is a stamina pick, the one I was alluding to earlier. Just like Ice Angel, it's 6 minutes long, except this time the star rating is 7.3 stars. It's 190 BPM.
So, Chewy got 10,000 combo on this.
Oh my god, 10,000 combo.
10,000. And this is stamina like rice, and this is on score V2, so like there are literally 10,000 notes in this.
So you know, last pool we had AO Infinity, which was 191 BPM core streams, and then we had Ice Angel, which was 6 minutes long. This is the length of Ice Angel with the density of AO Infinity, and it's one of the easiest picks in the pool as far as patterning goes.
Yeah, considering this is a stamina pick in the pool, I mean, the difficulty is just going to come from your physical capability more so than your reading ability. So the density probably won't exactly be there, although it's still going to get very dense. It's just the fact that it's 6 minutes long and it's just straight chord streaming the whole time. That's going to make it real.
Man, by the time players are done playing this, they're really going to be wanting to scream. Ooh. I love this side trance vibe here. I'm digging it. Oh, what are we gonna talk about for 4 more minutes?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for the one part in the map we'll know where it says, the nasty surprise is a meme tier 380 BPM stair pattern at around 3/4 into the...
Ooh, looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm just keeping my eyes peeled at this point.
Wilbin Chan had a goal when making this map, and it was to make the player suffer.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. Although, Chewy's not really suffering that much.
Yeah, it depends on what level you are. I'm kind of exaggerating just for the comedic effect, but some players do have this much stamina, and they can just handle it. No big. The bigger question is which players do and which players don't, specifically out of the top 6. Look at that, 99.93%. Wow.
Okay, I wonder if it's a stair like that, just even worse.
That was pretty nasty, because when you have stairs doing zigzags and you have the 190 BPM anchors at the corners.
Those get really hard to time as well, so I think that's something to look out for.
Shouldn't be too much of a difference though, because as Juan was talking about earlier, in a map this big, each node counts for less, so even messing up on... So just messing up on a small section like that shouldn't factor too much into it.
Man, we're only 3 minutes into this, and Chewy still has a buff of 99.9.
Does this map have any breaks?
I mean, that's where the stamina part comes in, right?
The only break we get is the 380 BPM speed. Oh, here's a little break. Just a tiny one. There's still some Jackson long notes in there. Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, I mean, despite this being a little break, I think the LN forces you to keep your hands anchored down at all times is still really rough. Oh man, those trills on the on each hand, like it goes like 1-2 chord and then 3-4 chord, and then goes like 7-6 chord and 5-4. Kind of hard to make out, but that's definitely a stamina-intensive pattern, especially with all the trilling going on. Okay, this is an actual break. Oh wait, this is the... Oh. I can tell this is where it's gonna be.
Don't blink. Keep your eyes peeled. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Look at this. Oh, he's hitting it.
It's like a tornado.
Holy crap! Did you see that?
Yeah, he definitely hit that.
That was the nastiest way Wilbin Chen could have possibly mapped that. That was exciting. Well, I think I need a moment to calm down after that one.
Yeah, I also should add, there's no breaks after this.
Yeah, I know. That's all you get.
I'm getting word from Nate, or Silly Fangirl, that he really liked that section. So,
well, of course they liked it.
Yeah, that has been noted.
That's probably Nate's breakfast every morning.
It probably is. I mean, that's basically like the only patterns he plays.
I love all the people screaming in chat. Keep up this energy. You're gonna need to give that energy to the players for them to get through this. Well, at least it's winding down now.
I would say, like, normally in a stamina pick towards the end like this, you'd say, oh, okay, well, we know who the winner is by now, but I mean, in a stamina pick like this, anything can happen, and even like the slightest quarter stream can throw players off, and they'll just miss for no. We even saw that with like Ice Angel, I think.
Focusing for this long takes a really big toll on you. Like, personally speaking, I don't have a lot of stamina as a player, so if I try to play any map longer than 3 minutes, it's just like substantially worse than playing a short song. Even if like I'm not physically tired, just the focus is hard. That's just me though.
I mean, I think that goes for a lot of players as well, just sort of like that physical and mental drain that stamina has.
Wow, look at that. 5 200s, 996k.
On a 6-minute song
combo.
with 10,000 combo. That's just absolutely insane. But moving into our 6th pick, we've got something that's OD9, a Agca chart. Paul Bazooka, We're All Gonna Die. What a nice, happy note that the song's, starting on.
I mean, it's very accurate though, given that this is the SV reading pick. And despite it being the reading pick, despite it being a reading pick, it's gonna be pretty harsh. I think that's at least.
Yeah, I would imagine this is like similar to Indoor something Trackmaker that I can't remember the name of entirely.
Yeah, Indoor.
It's like gonna be memorization. Yeah, memorization and reading oriented. Like that's something you'd probably have to memorize.
Now the thing is about this, the one thing that does distinguish it from Kainara is there's no distortion. All the notes are in the place they would have been if the map was scrolling regularly. But the stutters and the teleports are so harsh that might not even help you. You really have to be careful and read it. Be careful when you're reading it. That's why it's called SV reading. But look at this. Look at these teleports.
I actually like it a lot.
Man, like this, like even if the note's not being distorted, it's just the information you're taking into the eyes is so much more chaotic because of these crazy teleports.
Yeah, those teleports like right here are just absolutely insane. Like that's gonna require a lot of practice to really hit down correctly. The thing is, considering this is the SV, quote unquote reading pick, there's gonna be a harder SV pick, and I think given the way we're introducing maps right now, I think you'll be the one introducing that one, which will make it
yeah, that'll be fun. Also, did you see that pattern there with the slow jab and the 3 notes in the middle?
Yeah, that was something else.
Oh, what a mess. Not to mention there's a lot of jacks scattered in through here. And the rhythm does not stay consistent.
Those teleports will come in completely random.
I think for this one, you're definitely going to be wanting to lower the scroll speed, not just because of the stutters, but because the teleports are so high that if you don't lower it, you might not be able to see the note before it crosses the judgment.
Oh man, that 1-3 chord and then the 2 note there is going to be really tricky to hit for some players.
Huge shoutouts to Cryolian for getting that replay. That was insane, only 10 misses.
Yeah, no, Kylian's always been a beast at SVs, and this chart is no different.
Whew. We're not letting up for even a second. And not even for this one either, because it's Suzumu Kasyokusei Idol Syu Kogun, map by Enki. And this is another long note map, and it's another 4-minute map, so you're not getting a break as far as length goes. This is the LM Stream map.
Oh man, these releases, same as like the Apocalypse. Oh, okay, that inverse, wow. Oh man, this is gonna be really rough for some players.
I feel like we've already seen plenty of long note streams in Terpsichore already. And also in TFC, but I guess this one's even worse as far as the stair department.
Yeah, I would say like something like TFC is a lot slower, but this is very, very speed oriented. I should note that this does come in at OD5, so I think the timing will be significantly easier than something like the Apocalypse, but it's still going to be really hard to just get that combo down correct.
200 BPM long note streams. It's not straightforward either, there's a lot of dense patterns. And the releases aren't consistent either. Some of them are kind of like staggered 1 by 1, and then there was a few that were like blocked off 2 by 2. And there's a little bit of inversion there as well. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but I guess at this level, inverse is just something you take for granted.
Yeah, I think it is worth noting that we haven't really seen inverse like that much up till now. Like nothing really comes to mind when we've seen anything. So yeah, like you're right. Like this finals map, well, they definitely like stepped up their I guess their LN variety here.
There's also a few SVs here. Might be hard to see on the stream, but it could make a difference. Definitely not the hardest part of the map though. Look at this part. Oh my god.
Yeah, these the LNs just really do not let up at all.
It's kind of like, I would describe this as broken, staggered LN stairs while holding down a longer LN layer and single notes. A lot to keep track of. Having a discussion about the Vocaloid. Do you recognize this Vocaloid?
I mean, I'm not familiar with anything like that, so I would have no idea.
Apparently it's Gumi. I wouldn't know.
Okay, so according to the map pool quiz, that means Cryolian picked this.
Take note, everyone who's participating.
Yeah. You know, lucky me, I'm not participating. Otherwise, I would have had a totally unfair advantage about a couple hours back.
Oh yeah.
But we don't need to talk about that.
Commentators have been working closely with the map pool selectors. It's a lot of interplay it's a lot of interaction that we need to do to put on these map pool showcases and make sure that the commentators know what we're talking about and such. Not to mention, some of us are also mappers who are helping out in the tournament.
Yeah, I will say, I guess being the only, because I am the only commentator, I think, that is actually playing in the tournament. So, yeah. As far as like my familiarity with the map pool goes, it's literally just like I get the map pool notes. It's like, okay, we gotta figure out this, you know, chart, and it's like I'm basically sight reading it right now, and man, just look at it. The inverse is insane here. Like, that's gonna be really rough for a lot of players. Like, I mentioned TFC might be hard, and some people might fail out of TFC, but if they're failing TFC, they're definitely gonna have some trouble on this.
Oh yeah. We have so many long note pick. It's crazy. Map pool selectors really wanted to make the players run the gamut this time. Gamut. I don't know.
And I see Gekito in chat saying if his intuition is right, this is not the only Gumi song that'll be in the pool. And yeah. he's like,
what a prediction.
He's got the predictions down like stat right now. But anyways, going into our next pick here, we've got Vend by Veriquitus. I've never been able to pronounce that correctly. Mapped by Spoon Guy with OD 8.6. Very specific, but totally understandable given the type of map this is. This is going to be the core jack / stamina pick of the pool. Coming in at 3 minutes and 5 seconds, only 6.69 stars, which is kind of surprising for a jack pick. So you could definitely expect some sort of technicality in regards to the jack pick or jack patterns here, and maybe even a bit of like technicality here that might be a little bit hard to read. It's pretty similar to probably Turn Down from last year, I'd say.
The map pool selectors went ahead and labeled this one as core jacks / stamina. Because if one stamina pick wasn't enough, after having 6 minutes of court streams, you're going to be having 1 full minute of core jacks. And faster than last time too. It'll be exciting for the people watching, not so much for the people playing.
Yeah, I will say, just judging from last year's map poll, I know there were a couple complaints about Turn Down being a little bit too hard, so pretty understandable as to what they've done with the jacks here. They've kind of upped the reading aspect of it and sort of toned down on the speed and the density here, and I think it's really paid off. This is definitely a pick that some teams that just are more familiar with like timing and just that kind of stamina aspect of jacks are really going to like benefit from this for sure.
So what BPM is this? 124 jacks?
I think, yeah, 124.
Proto Flicker was 140, but at 1/3 snap, which is 105. We've jumped up an entire 20 BPM for this one.
Yeah, that's definitely worth noting here. Like I mentioned, this plays into the stamina aspect a lot more, and at this point, like timing, like getting that marvelous or perfect Rainbow 300 count up to like the best you possibly can might not be as much of a priority anymore, and it might just be more so maintaining your stamina to hit the rest of the notes.
Spoon Guy, by the way, has written to us that he's very sorry for this pick. Spoon Guy being one of the map pool selectors, of course.
I mean, I feel like if he's sorry about anything, I don't know like what it would exactly be. I would imagine it's probably like these stair chord jacks that we're seeing a lot, like the 3-note chord, like right here. You see like the patterns ascending a lot, and a lot of the chords that are overlaid on top of each other for an extensive period of time get really hard to hit, like towards the end.
Yeah, chord jacks are hard enough, but when they're patterned like this, it just puts a lot of stress on a certain part of the playing field at a time rather than kind of like spreading it evenly, and that's pretty hard on the fingers.
I'm really excited to get this, or get to see this being played a little bit though.
Alright, that's 8 maps and we're halfway through the pool. There's a lot of maps this time around. Our 9th pick is Penorary Sailing Force, map by Ankle. Ankle coming in again, dependably, with the hard long note pick. This is actually the LN technical strategy. Immediately we can see similarities to Makeruza. There's a lot of jacks and, I would say, weird trilly things mixed in with the long notes.
I think this was supposed to be used last year, or like in last year's NWC pool, and it just barely made the cut. So nice to see it actually being used this year, and I will add that this is one of many Thom Cup steals. So be on the lookout for that.
Even has a kind of a similar sound to Makeruza. It has the jazzy bit with the brass solo. Oh, Luna's getting quite dense already. And not quite as bad as the other long note picks.
I really just do want to add that you need to look out for the end. You absolutely have to look out for the end because it will absolutely wreck teams, like, completely. It's kind of LN mixed towards the end. Like, it's got LN usage here and there, but mostly, like, it's the speed and the rice that, and the technicality of it that really throws people off.
Oh, it's a nice little break, which has weird releases, because actually there is no break. If you're playing the finals of the World Cup, you don't get a break. Ooh,
yeah,
we have
kicks
a nice
right
polyrhythm there.
I'm actually like really happy with the patterning of this. I'm excited to see this in this map pool, honestly.
Very pleasing to watch. I haven't played it, and I won't because I can't, but I guess I'll just take your word for it.
Okay, here we go. It's gonna get really dense right around here. There we go. And then these LNs at the end are just... I can't believe Chewy FC'd that, honestly.
Damn, with a 3000 combo, Chewy sailing strong through that map. And I guess I wouldn't expect anything less out of the piano and sound. Right after the LN technical pick, we're going straight to the normal technical pick. Frums, pictured as perfect, mapped by Jackets.
Yeah, this being our technical pick of the pool, OD9, so it's very considerably like heavily and already a lot of jacks similar to Pom Pom Poco. I don't know if I said that right. Anyways,
yeah, something like that.
So a lot of heavy jack usage here, and man, yeah, I just imagine this would be really hard to get the timing down correctly for.
Yeah, you have a lot of kind of these weird trilly things that are slightly off. And streams. Streams are also hard to get accuracy on. Definitely requires a lot of speed to this one. And we've been saying that a lot, but just take a look at this. It's supposed to be 95 BPM, but I don't know what snap this is, but it's not 95.
It's more like 190, I would say.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. Oh man, that's gonna be really rough to time. Yeah.
No problem for Chiwi, of course. I'm not surprised that Frums is the technical pick for this one, because From maps are just absolute fodder for making technical maps. With the
yeah, every
rhythms.
time I've seen something by Frums, like, or any chart made to a From song has always been something technical, like There Are Many Colors by Vortex, or I mean this chart, Beat Bit Futures.
Do you hear this rhythm right now?
Yeah,
like
it's
This
It's
rhythm
not
isn't hard to play like physically, but it's just you can't wrap your mind around like a steady rhythm, and that's I think what makes it so hard to hack.
I mean, yeah, this entire chart just comes down to the accuracy of it, and that's what makes it hard.
Pictured as perfect, but you're not going to be getting a lot of perfects on it. Getting towards the end, there's going to be some more of a chordy kind of section coming up. As if we haven't had enough chord jacks already.
Yeah, so far this looks easier to combo than the semifinals pick. So I guess that might be a plus side for some of the players currently in the tournament.
The BPM change?
Maybe the snaps did? I'm not
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is always finding a new way to express itself.
It's getting pretty dense here too, if the jack's on top of the bursts.
Rough.
This is fun.
Yeah, I suppose, really.
Alright. I do like this BG too. It's very stylish. Moving on to pick 11. Map by Lon, Yuru Fuwa Jukai Girl, map by Sankantsugi. And not to be a weep, but this song actually is a huge pop. This is our second mixed pick of the pool. It's 3 minutes long because we love our Long Island picks here. 216 BPM, very fast.
Yeah, I will say if Wanderflux wasn't fast enough, you know, we've got this pick now. Really stepping it up here with that relatively fast beat. Or is it faster? Actually, okay, never mind. It is not faster than Wanderflux. I am being dumb. Anyways.
Nah, not quite, but it's still very
regardless,
fast.
it is still very fast. It is still very fast. There's no questioning that.
Ooh, look at those shields coming in along with the long note pattern. And like the kind of shield that's like a jack followed by a long note.
It's actually reminding me a lot of algorithm that was used in quarterfinals. Pretty similar patterning with the releases here. I think teams that you might see doing well on algorithm probably would be doing well on this as well.
You need a lot of finger independence for it. These jacks are just so nasty. There's just... It's dense enough and it's at such a BPM that it's not chord streaming, but it's still fast enough that it feels like a jack. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, there's a LN pattern that's like pretty similar to what you're describing. Like it's mostly just chord usage. It's almost like inverse, but it's just like chords. Only like fourth snap chords,
Inverse
and then there's
chords.
maybe like one LN. Yeah, and then there's like maybe one LN held at a time. I think it's like 08 or 08 or something. Like I think Routine, which is currently loved, or like Talk by Genesis,
yeah.
I think uses it too. Stuff similar to that, I think, is what they might have been going for here, and I think it worked out.
Fair enough. And now we're seeing why it's the mixed pool, because as we're going to the solo, we're having this crazy stream with brackets and burst mixed in. Holy crap.
Oh, and here we actually have... I guess for that section there's a little bit less LN usage. And here it's very speed-oriented.
Once again, testing a lot of skill sets in one map. It's the purpose of a mixed map. These core streams don't look as dense as we have in other maps, but just due to the fact that it's 216, it's definitely going to be a factor, the density.
Oh man, those chords at the end were nasty. Oh whoa, nice inverse too.
Wonderful.
But that'll do it for pick number 11. Nice 200 count from the guys at the replay. But we will be moving into pick number 12, second of many Thom Cup steals. Illegal Trap by Camellia, mapped by Flexo123. First Flexo map of the tournament, I think, which is fairly surprising because he has a very, very large repertoire of maps to choose from. This is coming in at OD8, HP8, and this will be the single stream speed pick of the pool. equivalent to 44 River, Eternal Drain, etc. And I would argue that this is kind of unique in the sense that the patterns it employs aren't just strictly like stair oriented, or it's not the same patterns that we might have seen in like Eternal Drain. So that's definitely something to look out for. And the end of this chart too gets very, very dense. So that's also really going to be a turning point for I think anybody who's really going to be playing this chart.
Yeah, you were kidding about there being a variety of patterns. There's also some mini jacks kind of scattered in throughout the delay, which is pretty intense. Yeah, this really is a 3-minute map with 320 BPM patterning. And that in itself says a lot.
Also, I will say, just as the PSA to all the mappers out there, y'all better start charting some more delay, because I'm pretty sure this is like the only chart that exists at this level. That's not like converted from a different game, right?
It's just hard to find songs that are this fast and also make a map that's equally as fast.
I mean, it's also just worth noting that sort of like delay charting, I guess, or speed charting like this is very uncommon. So it's going to be pretty hard to sort of chalk up anybody who's like willing to express songs.
Yeah, it's very unique from a mapping perspective as well. As far as the Spanian meta goes. Whew, a little bit of a break in the middle. Some players may be hoping to use this break to recover their stamina, because while the rest of the map might not be as long or as dense or as jacky as the other maps, it definitely takes a lot of energy to stream at this speed.
Yeah, unfortunately for those who may have not recovered enough stamina during that break, it just gets even denser. Even making dense enough to make Chewy miss, so that's worth noting.
Wow. That's all I have to say, wow. The map poll selector suggests try to take a break after this map. It's a pretty good suggestion. I feel like you need a break after all the maps in this poll.
I mean, you need a mental break from this map because it is just so stressful to really get through the whole.
The average length of the maps in this poll just really skyrocketed. But we're in it for the long haul. Oh, it's not over yet. There's some more streams.
Yeah, I should add, I did say it does get dense towards the end. It's just like one burst that's like, it's really weird. It's like completely symmetrical patterning, but it's just, I don't know. You'll see. It's coming up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
what
really
was
right.
That was so fast. It looked like the notes were, I don't know. Looked like some sort of visualization, not a sort of thing you're supposed to do with your finger.
Yeah, I suppose it was one of those like visually appealing patterns that isn't exactly that fun to play. Like a lot of, I guess, Endozer's older charts, if you want to put it. Onikanojo comes to mind right away. Not in a bad way though. That's definitely not in a bad way.
Yeah, fair enough. Next up, we have Utsupi Feet Gumi. Here's the other Gumi pick that was very accurately predicted. Chocolate Girl, mapped by Crowlian, of course. BPM 200. This one's also 4 minutes because short long note maps, we don't want anything to do with them. It's a long note mixed map.
Short long note map. As the Australian commentators for 4TNWC would say, this is a schlong. Haha. Anyways.
Yeah, this map's not quite as dense as the others. I'm gonna say something crazy here, but it's only 7 stars.
Yeah, I think this is mostly like I feel like this is release, I guess. I don't know. This is very similar to Eurofua in the sense that like the release is really can throw people off, and this is probably the most similar to, or maybe not, because these streams are actually, yeah, this is fairly similar to Eurofua.
I have to warn you though, this is still the easier part of the map. I don't think this is the part that's going to be giving people trouble, because the elements are going to get a lot denser, and I think that's kind of the reason why this is in the finals pool.
Also, there is a comment saying, what's left after this, an SV map and a tiebreaker. That is not true. We actually do have one other pick besides those two that you mentioned coming up. And it actually might be very exciting in your case. We'll see. I don't know.
We're going into almost the second half of the map, accompanied by Gumi screaming. There's a lot of screaming in this map pool.
Yeah, maybe it's just gauging the player reaction after having to play all of them.
Oh, the long discs are starting to get a lot denser. It's reminding me a lot. What was it? Of the Sankansuki map?
Yeah, Urafu or Mikuruza or
Urafua, yeah, Urafua.
At this point, it just seems like this is almost like a slower but more dense version of that chart.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Definitely. Oh, I hate to say this is slower because, once again, it's only 200 BP. Just like it was only 7 stars, only 4 minutes long. I'm headbanging to this though.
Actually, looking back at it, we have a lot of long picks in this pool. I think there's
That's
maybe...
what I was saying! It's
yeah,
crazy.
like... We've got maybe like 1 2.5 minute pick, 1 2 minute pick, and I guess another 2 minute pick, which is SVs, so that still might not get practice as much, and then I guess the Ellen release pick as well. That's really about it. Everything else is very long.
Map pool selectors want to make sure there's plenty of content to watch, even if there's a sweep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the players in this tournament at this point should pretty much expect having to really go in for the long haul during these finals map pool. Oh man, these releases here are going to be rough.
Yeah, getting right back into the dense chorus stuff of the chords.
I will say Chewy does make this section look a lot easier than it really is.
Chewy makes everything look easy.
And that'll do it for pick number 13. That much being our Ellen mixed pick for the pool. Coming up now is a poll specialty, Pulse, or ._Pulse by Kamikaze, also using Thomco. OD8, HV8. This is coming in at around 228 BPM, give or take. And this is 7.34 stars, this being the speed pick for the pool, just under the light chord stream category and not delay. So let's see here. It's mostly just this kind of dense chord stream in the beginning, and I would say that this is the easiest. Don't quote me on that, but definitely one of the easier sections of the map. Or yeah,
quote unquote easiest. At least this map is short.
Yeah, that is true. This is very short, so I think it's going to really play in favor of a lot of the people who are just sort of more comfortable with short and easy picks that they can really just focus all of their combo. Although, I do say easy, but this is definitely quite the contrary. We do have a little break session coming up here, but once this dense chord stream starts coming in towards the middle, it just gets really, really hard to play properly.
Yeah, look at those thick chords with the single stream on top of it. Ooh, and it's getting denser now too.
Yeah, this part is definitely really hard to hit. There's a lot of really heavy chord usage there that's going to be hard for some players to hit.
Yeah, different type of chord streams than from the beginning, which was more streaming. This one's more chordy. Definitely chordy. I don't know if that's a word, but definitely getting a variety of.
And the jacks as well here.
Wow, look at that. That was
Yeah.
for sure there.
I'm surprised they actually comboed that bracket there. That was really impressive. And then this is mostly just a break section towards the end. There's really not much happening at the end.
Who is I Love Pappy Stick? What a
Yeah, I
mystery.
actually want to know.
We tried asking, and the map pool selector was like, "It's a mystery."
Okay, well, that's interesting. Maybe it's Blocko just rising back from the dead, and his computer
Perhaps,
can finally
perhaps.
run Osu. Yeah,
All right. It's my
you
pleasure to
should definitely
introduce.
take this one.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce the last non-tiebreaker pick of the pool. Show it. Culprite and Bloom, Aurora, mapped by me, Nivradzers. So, as I'm sure everyone's already expecting, this is the SP memorization pick. And, well, the hardest SP map in the tournament, which is what you'd expect in the finals. I think one general thing we can say about it is that it's not the sort of map that you'll straight up fail, because there's a lot of parts that you can read, a lot of readable parts as well as memorization parts, but it's going to take a lot of work to improve on it, and that's why it's so hard. First of all, it is 3 minutes, and there are breaks in there, but to get to some of the memo sections, you have to get to the rest of the map first. Here's the first memo section. Most of the hard part here is the slow ups and the slow downs. There's also a few bumps, but they shouldn't be really the hard part. In general, definitely take your rest here while you can, because the hardest part of the map is the second half.
Yeah, I just do want to add that, well, I mean, not really much to add, but a funny note. I just imagine, like, we've had a couple times that the stream has just had to restart the tourney client, and occasionally we hear this song in the background. I just imagine, like, hearing the song in the background and then coming back and, you know, this gets picked right away.
Every time that song has come on while the tourney client was restarting, I was like, oh, that's my map, but I couldn't say anything. Anyway, what we saw there was a little bit denser of a long note part. Not dense long notes in the sense that the long notes are hard, but it could be a little more tricky because you have to know when to release the long notes, and that's very hard in an SV map. Overall, though, that's more of a reading section because all the distances are normalized so that they're not distorted.
I will say, unfortunately, due to the nature of this pick, at least it being SV memorization, I really don't know how often we'll get to see this played. I would imagine teams like Korea and maybe us would be okay with keeping it open, but in regards to like other teams, we've seen them almost exclusively ban SV picks, and wow, this slow jam.
Yeah, that one's kind of impressive to look at, but it's actually quite easy to play. Could be a little bit of an accuracy drop, but it's a short section anyway. Alright, here we go, the hardest memo part of the pool. All the distances in this section are normalized to be the exact same, even though the rhythm keeps changing. Yeah, this is the kind of memo map where you like have to memorize the rhythm. The map's not going to tell you what to play, you just have to know it.
Yeah, and I honestly, like, I'm happy that I'm pretty familiar with this song. I feel like I'm already getting into that kind of... But even then, these teleports are going to make it pretty hard for you to, like, predict when to actually time these notes properly. As we saw, Krylian was dropping a lot of 200s in that section, despite maybe even knowing the rhythm, just having it kind of I don't know if contradict is the right word, but it really... There's some discrepancy between, like, what he expected to hit, just because of the teleport SVs. On that anchor on 1 and 3 there.
Absolutely. The last part here, it doesn't let up. It's not memo anymore, I wouldn't say. Maybe a little bit, but most of it is just bumps which are readable, but it's paired along with difficult patterns that will definitely trip you up. Anchors, like you said, there's also long notes and jacks. In any case, look at that one misplay by Krylian. If anyone
really insane
can pull that off on stage, then...
I should say before we get into the tiebreaker here, just fair warning. I'm pretty familiar with this tiebreaker. I really enjoy the map. I know in the player perspective, might not be the case, but all things considered, probably won't be played that often except for the showcase in the grand finals. But regardless, going into our tiebreaker here, we have at OD7 HP8 8.07 stars, Sink to the Deep Sea World by Chroma, mapped by Sankansuki.
Woo!
And yeah, this is man, this is one heck of a track, let me tell you. It's got, like, it really does have all grounds covered. It's just incredibly dense, and a lot of the pattern usage is very unconventional, so it is really gonna, I guess, throw players off a lot. At least that's what I'd imagine.
I have played this map, and I'm the kind of player that can't play this kind of map. It was probably in like an MP lobby or something where I didn't have a choice about it. But I did very poorly. I'm excited to see... I mean, we probably won't be able to see, but if we do, then I'd be excited to see how the teams do on it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a lot of... Like I mentioned, it's just that kind of patterning that really isn't too conventional. So we would see maybe like different performances on the chart that would honestly be interesting.
A little bit of a technical bit. Not too hard.
But yeah, I do want to say this chart is just... It is incredibly hard. If you're not ready for some of the brackets that it throws your way, it's just... It really just gets... Coming up here, we have a little SV section. Bit of a speed up. I do want to highlight some of the stair usage here with the LNs, like right in the middle there. It goes like 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that kind of like back and forth pattern can really throw some players off.
Yeah, it's just confusing me trying to look at it.
I do want to say in terms of star rate, this is definitely a step down from last year where Ragnarok was like 10 points something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something insane. Okay, the bracket
here's the bracket
is...
stage you were talking about.
Yeah.
So many brackets.
This gets really, really hard to play properly. And then ending on that jack as well. This is a break section though, just for a little bit, and then it gets right back into the bracket. I'm surprised Chewy's still holding a 99 here.
Welcome to Mania World Cup, the only cup in the world where you get to play a full checkerboard.
I would argue, based on the semifinals map pool, it's more of the OC Stairs World Cup, but whatever works.
What's the Stairs
He
World
actually
Cup?
hit that shield there. That's really insane.
Wow. We're gonna have a little bit of LNs as well because this is a tiebreaker after all. We want to make sure to test multiple types of skill set.
And yeah, this being still the break section here, and we'll probably still give players a lot of trouble.
Ooh, I can hear the song ramping up again.
We get a little bit of denser LM usage here, and it's got those same sort of stair patterns we saw earlier.
But with more long notes. As if there weren't enough already. Those releases don't look easy either because they don't really seem to follow a sensible pattern. And we're right back to the dense stream.
The brackets at the end have something really special added to them. You'll see in a bit. Right here.
Ouch!
All those LNs there. This gets really hard to time properly. We can see a lot of accuracy drops here, definitely. And that ending too just gets really dense, but of course closing it out with a bit of a slow jam here. Nice calming way to end off the piece.
Whew, I could definitely use a little bit of calming down because that was quite an exciting pool. And a very long one too. Anyone who is still in the tournament at this point has their work cut out for them.
Yeah, the pool is not kidding around, and I will say, despite being pretty hard, it's very like I would say the difficulty there is what makes this. I guess it gives it its own little touch, maybe making it a little more fun. Hopefully that'll be the reaction from a lot of the players involved. I think this is a pretty good pool. I'm pretty happy with what the map pool selectors were able to pull together, especially with the amount of maps they really had to select from, which I mean in my eyes weren't really too many. So really props to all the map selectors for sure this tournament. And actually, I should mention, since this is what I believe is their last map pool, definitely a nice send-off. So once again, shout-outs to Blocko, Spoon Guy, Cryolian, and Lenfried for doing an amazing job map selecting for this tournament. Really happy that they did so, because I think I was almost scheduled to map select for this, but really awesome of those guys to really step up and do that. So once again, just really happy with the final product they've really put together, and
Well
yeah,
said.
I mean, just really happy.
Map selectors, go on and take your rest. Your work is done for now, but us commentators will see you again next week as we go into the finals week.
Yeah,
We
just
have
one
2
more
weeks
thing.
into finals. Yeah.
Yeah, just like you mentioned, 2 weeks of finals, and just really be on the lookout for some of these matches next week. We've got Philippines and China, which I argue, we could see Philippines maybe winning that and securing second place, which would be even more historic than their win against us already. And of course, USA versus Brazil, the classic matchup that no one can seem to escape from. We've had it twice in the last 4Q World Cup. We had it once in the World Cup for Semifinals last year. And of course, we had it once for third place in MWC 4Q of 2017. So, classic rivalry, definitely a match you guys don't want to miss. And of course, the winner of that match will face the winner of Korea and Thailand. So definitely stay around and look for that. If there's any info that you guys might have missed this weekend, definitely be sure to check out the wiki page. All the stats are going to be updated there. And of course, I believe we're on our last week that you can possibly buy team banners. So make sure if you want to support your team, now is the time to do it. These are $2.50 US in the OC store. Be sure to check those out. I'm still rocking my Macau banner, and I'm sure you guys can too. Definitely, Team I was really happy with their performance this year so far. So,
but hey, your chances of guessing correctly has never been higher. It's the top 6, folks. 1 out of 6 chance.
Yeah, that is true. So, if you really want to make, actually, yeah, that's true. If you do guess the correct winning team, your banner does stay on a little bit longer than all the other guys that have guessed teams that did not make it in the first place. But regardless, I think that is it for this weekend. I don't know if there's anything else.
No, I think that about wraps it up for us and the semifinals weekend. Take care, everybody. Hope to see you here again.
Yep, see you guys next week. Schedule should be posted very shortly, I think within the next day or two, so be on the lookout for that. And without further ado, I think we will be taking our leave. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will definitely be around next week for the finals week 1 of the Mania 7Q World Cup for 2019. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you.